Yo, people, welcome back to my channel. What's good? Sorry for my lateness. Yeah, I mean, it's been a very, very, very busy, busy period for me over the past week or so. Um, Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Um, Listen, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Probably going to be recording for maybe an hour, an hour 20. No, not an hour 20, an hour. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. I see a couple people in the comments saying, "Oh, tap in, hide, and all this nonsense, man." And listen, I've been getting mad spam. I've been getting mad spam, and some people even doing too much uh, in the comments as well. Not this comments, but comments on Instagram, comments on Twitter. Like people are doing a lot, man. Listen, I fell asleep. I fell asleep. For those who want to know what happened to me on the Big Six, I fell asleep. It happens. It genuinely happens. Yeah, trust me. If I wanted to duck, if I wanted to duck the Big Six because of an L, it wouldn't have been against Sporting Lisbon, man. Trust me. There's going to be plenty more moments this season. Well, hopefully not plenty, but there's going to be moments this season where stuff like that would have been justified. Do you get what I'm saying? So, calma. People need to relax. Tranquilo. Calm down. Calm down. Not everything is this conspiracy. Not everything is me ducking shit, man. I was simply tired. I was knackered, bro. And I didn't even miss it on purpose. I closed my eyes for 2 seconds just to have a little nap before the show, and bang! Before I knew it, I didn't wake up until about like 1 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Wanted to get that out of the way. Um, Second of all, for those who have joined as well, could you do me the courtesy of smashing the like button as well? Please smash that like button. I'm on the road to 10K. Apologies. I've been a bit inconsistent with my content creating the last 2 weeks, and it's not due to laziness. It's just due to busyness. As you were all aware, I was in Portugal last week, so it wasn't really the most conducive environment for streams, for one. And the week before that, work was kicking my ass, and we had Champions League midweek as well. So a lot of excuses, shoulda, woulda, couldas, etc. Listen, I'm getting back to it now. I'm trying to get back on it now. So yeah, man, support me where you can, please. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Still on the road to 10K. Yeah. Jake says, when's the THFC show returning? Mate, good question. Listen, me and Fuad have been slammed back to back, but that is going to be back real soon. Real soon. Um, yeah, let me just go through some more comments. Big up Bruno as well. Says, missed you on the Big Six. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be back on the Big Six next Monday. I'll be back on the Big Six for the rest of the month. Ain't nobody ducking anything. Yeah. Ain't nobody ducking anything. Big up for the rest of you lot for tuning in as well. Yeah. What can I say, man? What can I say? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I want to discuss. Like, I didn't really get to speak my mind after the Sporting game because, as I said, I was in Portugal and wasn't really much opportunity for me to do so. I haven't really spoken my mind on Conte's press conference yesterday, but I'm gonna do it. People are saying I've got that 180p quality. It's my internet, man. God. Connection is unsustainable. Oh, yeah. See, I can't do this. I can't do this. The camera quality. You know what? This is pissing me off. This is trash. Yeah. Unfortunately I can't film in my living room today because it's being used. So if this quality doesn't change, if I can't get it to change, then I might just have to crib this, and I'll have to speak to you guys on Sunday. Let me quickly try and connect to my 1 second, to my phone. 1 sec. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff as well. So, yeah, I don't like recording on flipping basement Wi-Fi, man. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Nah. Is it better now, people? Is it better now? Let me know, please, because okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So, yeah, I didn't really get to speak about any of the stuff that happened midweek. I didn't get to speak about Conte's press conference. So I thought, let me just quickly round it up and discuss all this shit here, man. Yeah, let me give my 2 pence on the situation. So let me start off with Sporting. Now, with Sporting Lisbon, boy, for me, that was a terrible result. Terrible result. Like, it's one thing to play bad, but not only did we play bad, we let a team who were actually better than beat us. And when you look at the game as well, like, it wasn't even like they dominated that match. They were bright in the first half through Marcus Edwards and one or two other players. But second half, they weren't really offering much. They weren't really offering much. And then all of a sudden they make two changes, and like minute 80, 85 onwards, they start sticking it on us. And we had nothing we could do to withstand the pressure. It's mental, man. It's absolutely mental. Sporting Lisbon, they were pants for large parts of that second half. And I'm not saying we were good, because we weren't good. We were poor. But it looked destined to end a draw, and they just switched it up and we couldn't. And that's the part that really, really annoys me. Yeah. They won 2-0. The game was 0-0 on minute 88, and then they go and win the game 2-0. 2-0. 2-zip. It's not good enough, man. It's really not good enough. That tells me that our defense just completely caved in, and our attack was just had nothing else they could offer. We didn't really create much chances against Sporting. Let's be real. Yeah, Emerson aside, Richarlison aside, we didn't really create chances. I expected us to create more goal-scoring opportunities. I wanted us and expected us to create more goal-scoring opportunities. Okay, but yeah. Zarsper says, yeah, it's so bad right now. Are you talking about our performance, or are you talking about my Wi-Fi? No, I think he's talking about the team. But yeah, like, it just wasn't good, man. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Like, it's embarrassing, in fact. Absolutely embarrassing. I remember leaving the game. I was so angry. Like, eventually I forgot about it, but I was angry. Proper angry, because I'm like, why are we losing to this team? Like, I know, listen, Spurs don't travel well. I think we haven't won in our last like 6 away Champions League matches, sorry. But why are we losing to Sporting Lisbon? Why are we losing to Sporting Lisbon? It's just pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic. And I'm gonna start off with Conte, man, because listen, I've been dubbed a Conte apologist, and I will apologize for Conte where possible, because I rate him as a top manager. I rate him as a top manager, and I think for the most part he's been brilliant at Spurs. I think he's been absolutely brilliant at Spurs, but he's not immune from criticism, and when he does dumb things, it needs to be said. I mean, the starting lineup for that game as well, I don't really understand why Kulusevski was on the bench. Makes no sense to me. I don't get why Kulu was benched. It was very, very odd. Really, really odd. Like, there was no need for it. He's been our best attacker this season. Okay, you cribbed him against Marseille. He came on against Marseille. You saw the impact he made. Yeah. When is it going to be time to actually rotate Son out of this team. It's not a diss if Son comes out of this team. It defeats the whole purpose of us strengthening our attack the way we did with Richarlison if we're just going to endure players playing badly when we have options to sort of take them out of the firing line. Yeah? Kulusevski has been our best attacker this season. I said that. I'll keep saying it. Kulusevski has been Tottenham's best attacker this season. Yeah? Man got rotated for 3 games straight. It's time to let Son ride bench. It's time. Richarlison wasn't great against Sporting Lisbon, but performance-wise, he's been better than Son this season. He's been better than Son this season. The funny thing is, Kulusevski and Richarlison have performed better than Harry Kane and Son this season in terms of performances. But obviously, Kane and Son, they got way more credit in the bank. They got the stock, and rightly so. But there has to come a point where, for the sheer purposes of rotating the side, you have to freshen things up. And I didn't get why Son started. So that was one. Number 2, Emerson Royale, in a game where we need to win and we're gonna attack, or try to attack and try to have around 50% possession or more. Why? Why does he need to start this game? Why does he need to start this game? I saw a mad stat the other day that Emerson Royale has started Tottenham's last 17 games in all competitions. Emerson Royale, our last 17 games. Okay, yeah, he had a good end to the season last year when we had no one left to play in that position. He started off well against Southampton this season, but fundamentally, lest we forget, Emerson Royale is not good enough to play for Tottenham. He is not good enough to play for Tottenham. He's not good enough to play for Spurs. And damn sure isn't good enough to play as a wing-back because he can't attack. Many times I've come here this season off the back of a win, and I said, listen, Emerson defended well. When he's in our half now, he's much better. He defends to a decent standard, barring the Sporting Lisbon game. And in terms of our build-up, he's not as bad in terms of building out play as he was last season, and makes decent runs. But once he crosses that halfway line, he is rendered null and void to our team, and that's not good enough. That is not good enough. That means if we ain't getting any attacking quality from our right-hand side, from our right winger, forget about it. It's not good enough. It may seem harsh, but it's not harsh. It's not harsh at all. Emerson Royale is not good enough to play for Spurs, as well as he's defended this season. He is not good enough to play for Tottenham. He isn't. When we attack in this system, we attack with our 3 forwards and we attack with our wing backs. So in this system, Emerson Royale is classified as an attacker. So whilst it's great that he can defend when we don't have the ball, when we do have the ball, we need him to give us something, and he gives us nothing at all. He gives us nothing. Gets into great positions. Good on him. I already mentioned that. Timing of his runs. He's always in the good positions. But I'm tired. I'm tired of the ball coming across to Emerson and nothing happening. I'm tired. Look at the effect that even like a 30 or 40% uplift on ball quality had for our system. When Emerson got injured last season and Matt Doherty came into the team, yeah, look how the football improved. Look how the service improved. We had someone who could actually score, who could actually get a cutback, who could actually pass the ball. And we're talking Matt Doherty here. We're not talking prime Trent Alexander-Arnold. We're talking, by all accounts, a guy who's been poor, a guy who's been a scrub for Spurs in Matt Doherty. So we're not talking about some world beater player. We're talking about Matt Doherty, and you saw the impact that just having just a little semblance of attacking quality can do for this system. So I'm going to ask Conte, please stop playing Emerson. You are contradicting yourself. He said it in he said it himself in his tactical breakdown with Owen Hargreaves, how he prefers his wing backs to be former wingers, so they already have the attacking traits within them. So why are you picking the most defensive fullback we have to play wing back? At what point do you balance attacking prowess with defensive solidity? At what point? Because I feel like that's why he keeps playing him, because Emerson, for the most part, is defending well, so he doesn't want to drop him. But he's not contributing to the team offensively. He's not helping us offensively, and that is more of an indictment of his position in this squad than the defending. That is what he's going to be judged on more than the defending. Because I'll tell you this for free, Perisic ain't a great defender. He's not. He's done okay here and there, but Perisic, performance-wise, hasn't been great. He's not been amazing. I think in all his appearances he's had, Perisic has played well, probably, I would say, once against Wolves. He really turned up in the second half. Yeah, really turned up in the second half. But against Tottenham Forest, he was subdued. Against West Ham, he was decent. Yeah. Against Marseille, he was poor. Didn't start against Fulham. Against Sporting Lisbon, he wasn't great either. But guess what the difference is? He is quality. He has quality in them legs when he attacks. He's already on 3 assists this season. When he puts that ball on a sixpence, bang. Created the chance for Richarlison last against Sporting, despite not actually doing much in the game. Marseille played terribly. Created a goal for Richarlison. Chelsea comes in as a sub, 2 minutes on the pitch or 3 minutes on the pitch, creates 2 opportunities with corners. Wolves creates an opportunity with Harry Kane. Yeah, and then goes on to get his assist. That's the difference. That is the difference. A baller. So at what point are we going to, or better yet, at what point is Conte going to actually start balancing attacking contribution with defensive stability? Because he's rotated the left wing back and right wing back. I'm seeing Sessegnon play. I'm seeing Sessegnon rotate with Perisic. Why can't Spence rotate with Emerson? Even if you want to play Emerson, why does he have to play every game? It's already bad enough that we've had to stomach the fact that he's part of Conte's plans. But why does he have to play every game? Why? Especially when there are better attacking right backs or right wing backs on the bench. It's a slap in the space. It's a slap in the face to Jed Spence. It really is. Because he is quite clearly a better dribbler than Emerson and way more gifted with the ball at his feet. Why do we have to wait? Why? Why do we have to wait? Why is Jed Spence not getting minutes? Why does Emerson have to play when we're chasing games? It makes no sense to me. He's like, what? How old is Emerson? He's like, what? Like a year? A year and like 3 months older than Spence. Come on. Get it together, Conte, man. Get it together. Honestly, it's ridiculous. And then the midfield as well. The midfield. And the points I'm making aren't just applicable for Sporting, they're applicable in general. In general. The theme this summer was, it's a squad game. It's a squad game. It's a squad game. It's a squad game. We need to improve this squad. We need to improve this team. We got rid of Deadwood. Yes, albeit on loan or / permanent deals, but we got rid of Deadwood. We got rid of Deadwood. Yeah, we freed the team from Deadwood, from unwanted players that the manager didn't see in his plans. We've now added quality to this team. Okay, it wasn't a 10 out of 10 window. Okay, there are still gaps. Okay, there are still players that we should have added, but we didn't add, such as the the left centre back or centre back, the quality one, and midfielder or right winger. But we have improved the squad without a question. Why is it that we still keep seeing the same players over and over and over and over again? Okay, first 3-4 games of the season I can understand, but we are now playing 3 games a week. This is the second week on the trot now where we're playing 3 games in a week. Why are we seeing the same players over and over again? Why? Why are we seeing the same players over and over again? In the game against Sporting Lisbon, Bentancur and Højbjerg, they struggled. They struggled to progress the play. When they got on the ball, they struggled to progress the play. I felt like they made a couple of decent interceptions, but for the most part, they struggled to get on the ball and progress play. Why are they lasting 90 minutes, please? Why? You could see, and both of them, I think both of them were on yellow cards as well. The game is crying out for something different. You've got 2 midfielders on the bench. One in Skip, who was a regular for Conte before Bentancur came in, and I get it, he's just come back from injury. And one in Bissouma. Why can't they get minutes? Why can't they get minutes? Why is he so reluctant to rotate? It's a squad game. It's a squad game. Start utilizing the squad. He spoke on the impact that bringing on players can have. Look at the change that Richarlison had for us when we played against Chelsea, when we played against Nottingham Forest. Look at the change that Perisic gave to us when he came on as a substitute against Chelsea. I don't understand it. We finally have some players that can come on and actually make an impact, and yet you don't want to play them. It doesn't make sense. Stop using the squad. Start using the team. Rotate. He came out of his press conference yesterday and said that Bissouma's struggling tactically. Okay. Maybe he is. Maybe he is struggling tactically. Maybe it takes time. Fair enough. But he's not exactly going to get used to your tactics by not playing, is he? Even if Conte doesn't trust Bissouma to start every game, he's only started once in 8 games this season. And let's get one thing straight. Bissouma is our best midfielder. He may not have acclimatized to the way we play yet. So Bentancur and Højbjerg are ahead of him in that respect. But in terms of quality, prowess, who is the best midfielder we have? Which midfielder can dominate games the most? It's Bissouma. It is Bissouma. He is our best midfielder and has been one of the best midfielders in the league outside of your traditional top 6 for years now. For years. Start giving him minutes. I'm not even too angry if he says that, okay, he's struggling tactically, so I'm not ready to start him now. But I'll give him opportunities, minutes off the bench. Give him halves. Give him time to actually come in and show what he can do. Because we all know on the ball he can offer something. It's weird. Talking about how he needs to improve his defensive qualities. My guy, did you not see how he locked down Spurs when he came to our ground last season? Did you not see that? And then did you not see what he was doing in the FA Cup match? On the ball, beating the press, carrying the ball forward for Brighton. The only positive that I got from this, the very few positives I got from this was that he still likes Bissouma, that he says he's a player that he rates. He's a player that he likes. He's happy with the signing. Okay, my brother, you're happy with the signing. Now give him minutes. I would love to see Bissouma start this weekend, but unfortunately, I think he's going to go with the same 2 that struggled against Sporting. Bissouma should be starting. For me personally, this weekend, I want to see Bissouma start. I want to see Longley start. I want to see Spence start. I want to see Richarlison start. I want to see Kulusevski start. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. I don't care if it's unrealistic. Maybe he may not do these things, but I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen. It's a home fixture. We're playing a team that are literally down in the dumps. And it's not like we're throwing in some rookies. We're throwing in seasoned pros. Players who have been playing in this league for years and players who have been playing professional football at the highest level for years. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell. Conte, listen, you got some shit to do, man. You got some shit to do. Please, freshen it up. We saw the difference that it made against Fulham when we brought in some players into this side. We had ball playing centre backs, playing out from the back, etc., etc. Freshen it up, please, for the love of God. Please start rotating this team. There are a lot, but that's on Conte now. On the players, there are quite a lot of players that still haven't hit their groove yet, man. Haven't hit their groove yet. I think with these players, I'm thinking Son, been pathetic this season. Harry Kane, I've been saying it. I'm glad that he's in the goals. I'm glad that he's still got his goal scoring edge. But big man, I'm going to need to see the general performance improve. I'm going to need to see the passing improve. I'm going to need to see the link up improve. I'm going to need to see the first touch improve. I'm going to need to see the spatial awareness improve. Because all of these things Harry Kane is expertly good at, and we've not seen anywhere near the level of Harry Kane that we would normally expect in all of these aspects. His first touch has been horrible. His passing has been wayward. Yeah, when he gets the ball, he doesn't even want to keep the ball. He just wants to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Every day, Hollywood ball to Son. No, it's not by force. Keep the game ticking. Hold up the ball. Do a couple of things, bro. Do what you normally do when you're at your best. You don't have to rush things. That seems to be the theme of a lot of our players nowadays, especially against Sporting. They will get the ball and they will just try and get rid of it as quickly as possible. Keep the ball. Be patient. Look for your opening. Don't force things. Do not force it. And that couldn't be more applicable to someone like Harry Kane. Every single day, hero ball, wants to switch out right, wants to play the dink in behind to Son. No, sometimes just play it safe, play it simple. When the opportunity permits itself, then you go for the jugular. Yeah? Son, my guy, Sonny. I've been in this situation before. People want to say like, oh, he's playing. This is the worst he's played. Nah, I don't think it is. Many won't remember, but 2018, when he had to do military service, etc., etc., Son didn't score a goal for Spurs until like late October. League Cup game against West Ham. Those were his first goals for the season. He didn't score a goal for almost like 2 months. So no, this is not the worst I've seen from Son. The Jose Mourinho's last season, 2021 season, from January 2001, no, from January 2021 till like April 2021, he scored something like what, 1-2 goals in like 15 appearances. Son is streaky. Don't get it twisted. He's still a bad boy. He's still a quality top tier player, just underneath that world-class bracket. But he does have streaky tendencies. And right now he's going through one of those periods where he plays bad. And when he plays bad, he stinks. Son doesn't give you like 5 out of 10s. He legitimately either gives you 6.5/7 out of 10s or higher, or 4 out of 10s or lower. Right now, he's given us the 4 out of 10s or lower for the season. But he will turn this around. He will turn this around. The goal is coming. The goal is coming. But big man, the performances need to improve. The decision making needs to improve. We already know that Son isn't anywhere near as good as Harry Kane in terms of his general play outside of scoring. But he's better than this. He's better than this. And I think Conte knows it as well. And for the time being, yes, we talk about confidence, but we also need to prioritize results as well. We need to prioritize results and team fluency. We need this team to be good in terms of continuing to pick up results. And now where we actually have a player who can actually come into this team and make an impact in Richarlison, rotate Son. Rotate Son. It is not the end of the world. It's not life and death. It's not that deep. We now have a squad. Use it. Rotate it. Son will be trusted for the big games, and rightly so. He's earned that trust. He's earned the right to play in some of these big matches. But I also want to see Conte shake things up a little bit. If he's not playing well and the big game's around the corner, drop him. Drop him. But anyway, listen, Son will be back. Son will be back. He needs to start playing better. But for the time being, Conte, I don't want to see Kulusevski on this bench anytime soon. I don't. Let me just go through some comments. Sorry, I've been talking for ages, man. Sorry, I had to get some shit off my chest, you know. Big up Azad for the super chat. He says, "What are your thoughts on a 4-3-3 tomorrow, bro?" I'm open for 4-3-3. I'm not sure if he'll play it. I'm open for 4-3-3. Højbjerg, Bentancur, Basuma. But it's weird. I think Skip is the one that plays the deepest of the lot. He's the one that can sit. I think he's the best. Skip is probably the best at sitting and sweeping up. Basuma I like as like a hybrid between like a 6 and an 8, someone who can pick up the ball and make things happen as well. Sort of like our Conte. Bentancur are quite like second phase of play strictly. And I think Højbjerg is the one that's a bit more adventurous in his passing. I wouldn't mind a 4-3-3, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to play a 4-3-3. And to be honest, I don't think we have the personnel. Unless we play Chicken Royale right back, which is probably his best position, to be honest. Right back, not right wing back. And we play Sessegnon left back, but then we get no real offensive quality from our fullbacks. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what he goes with tomorrow. But yeah, Kane and Son aside, they're not the only ones who are up and down in form. Bentancur, I think it's been a case of really good versus really poor. Like some people say that Bentancur's been our best player this season. I don't see it, to be honest. I don't see it. I think he was fantastic against Southampton. I think he was fantastic against Fulham. But I think he was, to be honest, Chelsea, I don't really put on him. I think the tactical setup meant that both he and Højbjerg could not really influence the game the way they wanted to. But against Wolves, I felt Bentancur was off colour. Against Nottingham Forest, I felt he was off colour. Against Marseille, I felt he was off colour. Against Sporting, I felt he was off colour. He's not been at his best. Højbjerg has been much better than him this season in that regard, and even Højbjerg was poor against Sporting. We need these guys to get back to their usual standard, because when these players get back to their usual standard, the brand of football is better. The brand of football is better, and the results can get even more better. Do you get what I'm saying? We need them to get back to their best, and it's not just him. Even Dyer. Big up to Dyer for getting into the England squad, man. I felt that it was deserved off the back of last season, but if I'm going off form this season, I don't actually think Dyer's been that good. I think his passing's has been a bit off. I think defensively he's been okay, but he has made a couple mistakes. And I think at times he has like come out to claim the ball or come out to try and nip ahead of the attacker to get the ball, and he's just fouled people. And then we saw against Sporting Lisbon what Marcus Edwards did to him at the end of the first half. Ben Davies and Dyer, they're average players. Let's be real. They're not anything special, but they were playing at a better level last season than they have been this season. And yeah, they just need to get back to that level if they can. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. 5 players who are starting most games, and they're not really hitting their usual form. So that's almost half your team not playing to the standard that we grew accustomed to last season, and we're wondering why the football's not as good. Of course, Conte's tactics are a factor in some games where we're set up to sit deep and sustain pressure and hit teams on the break. But fundamentally, we need our better players to perform. Even Romero, I love Romero. Had a great game against Fulham, but made that, yeah, got done by Mitrovic for the goal. Marseille, I felt he was a bit higgy. Sporting, I felt he was a bit higgy as well. I didn't think he played well. And then I felt it was really, really poor. Arthur Gomez just skipped past both Romero and Emerson. That can't happen. Players just giving up. We need more, man. We need our better players to improve. We need our better players to get back to their better level, man. Get back to your usual levels and Spurs will improve. No two ways about it. It's a combination of a couple things. We need our better players to get back to their usual standard. We need Conte to start rotating this team. So when these guys aren't playing well, sub them for the players that you have on the bench who can offer us something more. There's many ways we can attack this. Many ways we can attack this. And despite all of this, Spurs are still unbeaten in the league. Spurs are still unbeaten in the league. Granted, that might have changed if we had played Man City. Who knows? But Spurs are still unbeaten in the league. We're 1 point off top. We've got 3 out of 6 points in the Champions League group. It is not the end of the world. But it is a reality check that we need to start playing better than we have done in our last couple of games. And the standard of football, when the ball's at our feet, has to improve from what we've seen for the most part this season. So, yeah. Just needs to get better. It really does. It really does. I think we've got Frankfurt next away in the Champions League. They're one of the most unpredictable sides, man. They're not a good side, but they're more than capable of beating Spurs. They could either beat us or they could just roll over. You saw what Marseille did to them at their ground. But as I said, despite all the things that we need to change, despite certain players not hitting form, despite Conte being stubborn in some decisions, Spurs are still second in the Champions League group and are third in the Premier League. Yeah. We still have gears to go, and we've been able to amass as many points as we have done at this stage of the season. So the only way is up. It's going to get better. Those who believe that this is how we play regularly, you're lying. You're lying. Because if you watch Spurs, second half of last campaign, even with some of the games we lost, the brand of football was way better. Way better. With a squad that wasn't even as strong. When you look at the football you're playing in some matches with a squad that wasn't as strong, how can you then say to me this season that Spurs are incapable of playing better than we have done? We can, of course we can. We can and we will. Antonio Conte is not instructing these men to get rid of the ball as quickly as they receive it. He's not instructing these men to not control the ball. So, yeah. Sorry, I have to address this comment. Listen, you little pussy. Yeah? Listen, you little pussy-o. Where'd you get off talking about my chest? Yeah? Too many people saying this nonsense in my comments. No chest to show, no chest on the Big Six show. Anyone who's been watching the Big Six show from day one knows I don't duck. When it comes to Spurs and Els, I don't duck. I've seen my team get slapped up by the best of teams and worst of teams. I was on the Big Six after Zagreb. Why would I not come on after Sporting Lisbon? We're still second in our group. It's not that deep. It's a bad defeat, but we'll move on. Don't come in my chat talking about, oh, Tobi has no chest. Don't. You get blocked. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Don't chat shit. Don't chat shit. Ridiculous. The amount of spam I was getting yesterday, and some people even getting abusive as well. Bruv, I've been on the big six when Spurs have been slapped 3-0 by Zagreb. I've been on the big six after getting a taxi, leaving half time, Spurs losing to Arsenal. I've been on the big six after we got slapped silly by Chelsea like 3 times in the trot. What makes you think that I'm ducking from losing to Sporting Lisbon in a season where we're still quite good? That's crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Come on, think. Think before you speak. That should be the motto. Yeah? Think before you speak. Don't let them not cloud your judgment. There was no way I was missing that big six show on purpose. I even recorded out in flipping Lisbon. Why would I record out in Lisbon, but I wouldn't record in London? Come on. And yeah, people in the comments saying it's banter. Yeah, it's cool. I can take banter. I've been bantering people on socials all along. They've been calling me tap out toes. That's cool. But when I'm trying to explain something about Spurs and you're spamming with nonsense comments, I'm going to call it out. Simple. Anyway, beyond that, call me whatever you want. Tap out Tobes, coward, whatever. I don't care. It's cool. The game is the game. You lot know the story anyway. But back on Spurs. Let's go. Where was I? Yeah. Players not playing well, Conte not picking the right team. Let's actually go through Conte's press conference because I didn't like this press conference. Like, I love that our manager's outspoken. I love that he's opinionated, but sometimes he really puts his foot in his own mouth and he says stuff that doesn't need to be said. Yeah. 1 second. Let me just charge my laptop. I don't really understand it. People asking for Sun assessment. I've assessed Sun already. You're going to need to scroll back. Yeah. For those who are just joining now, if you want to hear about Sun, you're going to need to scroll back. Also, people, please smash the like button if you haven't smashed it already. Sorry. Let's get it to over 100 likes before the stream ends. Yeah, let's go through this press conference, right? Okay, so let's share my screen. Chrome tab. Okay, cool. So every word Antonio Conte said. So is it the same squad for the weekend? Yeah, the same. Only Lucas is not available. The other players are all available for the Leicester game. No excuses. Yeah? Every player available apart from Lucas Moura, who for me isn't even a biggie. It's not a biggie. No excuses to see some fresh new faces from the team that played against Sporting. No excuses no excuses when it comes to substitutions as well. Even if the game is going in our favor, no excuses. I want to see Conte start utilizing this team to the fullest. Sorry. Props to Eric Dyer, as I mentioned, for getting to the England squad. So I'm not really going to dwell too much on that. So I'm not going to dwell too much on the Champions League. We know what happened there. It's this bit that I wanted to speak about. You know, he says, when they asked him about Son, he says there are no players that are undroppable. This has to be very clear. Listen, talk is cheap, Antonio. Don't just say it, do it. Don't just say it, do it, because we know come rain, come snow, come sun, certain players in this team get rotated no matter what. The wing backs get rotated and Ben Davies gets rotated. Or better yet, sorry, scratch that. The left wing back gets rotated, Ben Davies gets rotated, and Kulusevski gets rotated. Why does it have to stop there? Why? Anyway, he says, because if I tell this it's only to try and help my players out and to try and avoid injuries, to try and have my players at the top of their form and to have a good performance. If I'm telling this, it's only to protect my players and give them the possibility to be in every moment at the top. If you believe that, really and truly, then you would give these men some minutes. But I'm not going to read the full quote. So here we go. You've rotated Sessegnon and Perisic, but not Emerson. Are you still concerned by Matt Doherty's fitness? Now, oops. So he says, I can explain because I like to be honest, not only with you, but first of all, my players. In this first part of 7 games, don't forget we had players like Matthew that had the serious injury, and I said in the past that he's struggling a bit to come back to the player I knew last season. For sure now he is improving a lot, and I am sure that there is the international break. He will have the possibility to have 2 games with the national team, and then he will come back, and for sure I will have the possibility to have another rotation with him. Not just him, bro. Why does it have to stop with Matt Doherty? Spence, Jed Spence, your 6th summer signing, Jed Spence, who's fit enough to play. Spence, we need to see Spence in this team. I'm not one of these people who criticizes the way we set up. I don't mind the way we set up. I think when we are playing to our usual level, we play some good stuff. Conte isn't someone who plays bad football wherever he goes. His teams play some decent stuff. It may not be Pep Guardiola ball, it may not be Klopp ball, yeah, but it's decent. It's not bad on the eye for the most part. But right now, if you look at the majority of the games we played this season, the football hasn't been pleasant on the eye. And that isn't even the be all and end all. I don't really care too much, provided we are able to maintain our ability to create chances and maintain our ability to restrict the opposition from getting high quality chances. What I've seen outside of Fulham over the last 4 games is us not be able to do that. Against West Ham, we struggled to create enough clear-cut chances, and we didn't defend that well in the second half. Against Marseille, we struggled to create clear-cut chances, and to be honest, it was the 10 men that helped us. But to be fair, we defended relatively well against Marseille. But then Sporting Lisbon, we didn't create many chances, and we didn't defend well, and we lost the game. So I need to see us get back to what was working for us at the start of this season with better care of the ball, with better possession. And I feel like Conte can help with this by picking certain players for specific games, picking certain players to suit certain needs. Let me just go back to the interview. So he says it was the same with Skippy. It was the same with Skippy because in this period, Skippy was injured with a serious injury. Don't forget, Skippy played his last game in January, maybe December. Another player we have to recover from injury. Then there are players like Richarlison who went into the team quickly. Longley was the same. Perisic was the same. The only player that is struggling a bit with the tactical aspect is Bissouma, but also he is improving a lot in every aspect. I am sure when we start again and play 12 games, for sure he's another player I can count on, but I try to take the best decision for the player because I want to protect the player. At the same time, I want to protect the team and everybody. For sure, we know very well when we start to play 12 games in 1 month, you have to be ready. You have to be ready because I need all my players. Listen, he's saying a lot of waffle to me, but it's the manager's prerogative, right, to play these players. Like, if you believe that he's not adjusted to your tactical demands, fair enough. But he needs to play. He needs to play. Bissouma needs to play. If you don't think that he's adjusted to your tactical demands enough to warrant a start, then bring him on and see what he can do. And stop giving him garbage minutes. Give him actual lengthy periods in the game where you can actually see whether he's taken to your tactical instructions outside of training. As I said, the games are going to come thick and fast. Our October schedule is unforgiving. It is unforgiving. It's a game every 2 or 3 days. Now more than ever, you're going to need to utilize these players. We bought them for a reason. At what point can we afford to at what point do we have to say, like, yo, you need to start playing these, man? It's 8 games in now. We need to see more. But listen, Don Antonio, my boss, my gaffer, my manager, I know that you'll make the right decision, man. I know he'll make the right decision. Yeah. Antonio will be sang at the stadium regardless this weekend. It's all love, Antonio. Just start picking these, man. Please, gaffer. Thank you. Please, gaffer. Yeah. Anyway, and drop Emerson, please. Drop Chicken Royale. Bloody hell, drop Chicken Royale, please. Let me read more about this Basuma thing as well, because he says, if you compare other midfielders that I've seen other teams spend 60, 70, 50 million, it depends on the view. I think we spent the right money. Don't forget that we spent a lot of money on the players that are now gone out on loan. It doesn't matter if you spend money. You need to have players that go into our idea of football. There are players that do this quickly, like Richarlison, Langley, Perisic, and there are other players that need a bit of time. Also, the midfielder is a specific role for us, with the ball and without the ball. It's not simple. I asked for some moments, some positions. They have to be a point of reference in every moment of the game. You know what? I do think Conte is quite particular about his midfielders. I remember when he went to Chelsea, Cesc Fabregas became a bit part player, and he built his base on Matic and Kante. When he went to Inter Milan and he signed Eriksen in January, he didn't really play Eriksen. Eriksen only really came into the team in the following season. Where he finally got used to Conte's way of playing, and Conte played him week in, week out. Listen, I'm sure Basuma's quality will shine through. I think Conte needs to give him a helping hand and actually start playing him in more matches. But we have no doubts about Basuma's quality. Like, we've been seeing what this guy's been doing in the league. 26 years old. He's entering prime years. I believe that Basuma will go on to have a really good career at Spurs. But for the time being, Conte now needs to start putting some trust in him. He does. Anyway, on the next point, they asked him, has he ever considered playing with a free midfield? He said, I think we tried to sign a player with the characteristics to play in the 2, aka Basuma. Then it happened during the game when sometimes we were willing to play with the 3 midfielders. In the past, I've played 2 strikers and 3 midfielders, but in this team, when you have players like Sonny, Richarlison, Kulusevski, and Kane, I think the best system we can play is with 2 midfielders. I think he needs to come out of this mindset, because there will be some games where we absolutely have to play 3 in midfield just to stop us from being overrun. Yeah? Just to stop us from being overrun. Please. Consider it, Conte. Consider it. Consider the 3 man in the midfield. I'm going to stop sharing this now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All in all, I wasn't really impressed with Conte's press conference. I do think at times he says things that just aren't needed. I know I'm all for wearing your heart on your sleeve, but sometimes you don't need to say some of the things you say. It just looks like you're just trying to rub out players, when I know full well he's still... I know full well. I trust that he still has faith in some of these players. Anyway, this upcoming weekend, we've got Leicester. Yeah? Leicester at home. I'm saying we're going to win. I expect us to win. I believe we will win. I want to see 3 goals. I think we have the capacity to score 3 today. I want to see Kulusevski start. In fact, I'm demanding he starts Antonio. Not that my demand means much, but I need to see Kulusevski play. Sorry, just get my charger. I need to see Kulusevski play. I told you who I need to see play. I need to see Kulusevski play. I would like to see Basuma play. Whether that's starting or off the bench with ample minutes, I need to see him play. In fact, I want to see him start. I want to see Langley come back into the team. since we're playing a home game and we're going to need to try and take the game to Leicester, I want to see Son drop to the bench. Yeah. I want to see Emerson out of this team. So for me, my lineup, I would like to see Lloris in goal. I would like to see Jed Spence, right wing back. I would like to see Romero centre back. I would like to see Dyer centre back. I would like to see Longley centre back, and then I would like to see Perisic left wing back. But I know he's going to rotate and play Ryan Sessegnon, which I'm not too mad at as it's a home game. But for me, I need to be seeing Perisic play these matches. Midfield, I'd like to see Højbjerg and Bissouma. I know they play similar roles. Maybe the balance wouldn't be the greatest there, but I'd like to see it. Or Bissouma and Bentancur. Either way, I want to see what can be offered. And I'd like to see an appearance off the bench for Skip. I'd like to see that before the international break. And then the attack, I want to see Kulusevski, Kane, and Richarlison. Richarlison playing off the left, Kane playing central, and Kulusevski playing on the right. I need to see that. That's what I need to see. That's my lineup. Leicester are on their knees, man. They're on their knees. They can't. I've been watching Leicester all season, and mate, the performances are really, really, really concerning if you're a Leicester fan. I say this, and then they'll give us a tough game on Sunday. But Leicester are down in the dumps. They've not won a single Premier League game. They've lost 4 of their opening 5 Premier League matches. 4. Their away record in recent months has been horrific, bro. Horrific. We have to win this game. I think we were playing them under similar circumstances last year, where we were obviously going for top 4 and they were down in the dumps form-wise, and it's the same predicament. Same predicament. We have to deliver. We have to deliver. We have to score. I'm going for a 3-1 victory to Spurs. Personally, I can see us winning this game. I want 3 goals. I expect 3 goals. I think Kane will score. I think Richie will get his first Premier League goal if he starts. And I feel like Kulusevski might be in for another goal as well. Front 3 getting on the act. I expect Kulusevski to come into this team for sure. I think it'll be madness if he doesn't start against Leicester. But yeah, I expect us to win. Whether it's a 3-4-3, whether it's a 4-3-3, whether it's a 3-5-2, I expect Tottenham to win on the Saturday. But folks, let me know your thoughts. What are your predictions? What are your thoughts? What do you reckon the score is going to be? Let me know in the comments. So JGR Make is saying 2-2. Zar Spurs TV saying 3-1 Spurs, 2 for Kulu, 1 for Richie. Bells is saying 2-0 Leicester. Fair enough. Listen, it's the Premier League, right? Anything can happen. But me personally, boy, I will be utterly and bitterly disappointed if that happens. Colin saying 2-0 Spurs. Sammy saying 3-1 Spurs. Big up Sammy as well. Manraj saying 2-1 Spurs. Cello saying 2-0 Spurs. Sealy saying 3-0 Spurs. Mohammed saying 3-0 Spurs. Listen, it looks like it's a majority of clean sweep. Majority clean sweep apart from 1. This comment is hilarious. Kulusevski has been exposed in the past month. Purple patch player. Absolute nonsense. Absolute tosh. What a dumb statement to make. He's barely played. He's barely started the last couple of games. And if you heard me at the start, Kulusevski has been Tottenham's best player every single time this guy gets the ball. For the most part, he's making a difference. Shocking take. I'm sorry. Shocking take. Sammy says Rodgers will be sacked during the international break. That's if they can afford to sack him. I heard it's going to cost them around 20 odd million to sack him. And with the FFP stuff, boy, who knows? Who knows? Honestly, that guy with the Kulusevski statement, the donkey of the day, that's what I'm going to call you, mate. Terrible take. Terrible, terrible take. RYN says 3-1 Kane 2, Son 1. Listen, I would love for Son to break his duck, but it better be off the bench because I don't think he deserves to start. Big up Finn, he says Conte acts like Jed Spence, Brian Hill, and Papi Matasar don't even exist. It's exactly. Yeah, bro. I mentioned Brian Hill briefly at the start of this. In fact, no, I mentioned it on London Club's Carnage. I wish he actually liked Brian Hill because then you could rotate some of these options. Harry Kane has been so poor in general play. Like in some of these matches, maybe we could have put Richarlison central and gone with Kulusevski and Brian Hill as wide options. But the young G's, I need to see them play. I tweeted this a couple of weeks back. I need to see these young G's get minutes, man. You don't have to start them, but give them some game time, please. Please. Honestly. Big up Obi. I don't know what American references you're referring to. If you lose 2 in a row, is it chaos or major concerns for you? No, it's not. But it's not a major concern, but it is a concern, and it's definitely not chaos. It's definitely not chaos. Yep, I agree. Brian Hill would be a good Kulu backup, rather him than Lucas, and the Spence treatment is just funny considering how bad. Facts, brother, facts. Brian Hill is too skinny. I think he's too skinny for the Premier League, but whilst we have him, play him. I feel like he's the closest thing we have to what Kulusevski can do on the ball. Maybe not in terms of the power and pace, but in terms of getting the ball left-footed, coming inside, being able to pick a pass, and has a little bit of technical quality. I think Brian Hill does that. And if I'm seeing anyone play right wing outside of Richarlison, it has and Kulusevski, it should be Brian Hill. It should be Brian Hill. This is jokes. This is jokes, man. This is crazy, man. Said Kulusevski wouldn't get inside Arsenal or Chelsea's. Even Chelsea and Arsenal fans won't even agree with this. Oh, you meant donkey of the day. Donkey of the day. Yeah, too many donkeys, man. Donkey of the day. Charlemagne voice. Too many donkeys in the chat right now. But either way, listen, people, I'm off ski. It's going to be a bank holiday weekend to commemorate Queen Elizabeth. May she rest in peace. But listen, guys, you got 3 days. For those who are in the UK, you got 3 days. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend. In the meantime, I'm going to need to try and jet. I'm going to need to try and hit the gym this weekend. I might even try and find Brian Hill. So I'll even mention in the comments, find Brian Hill and take him with me so he can put on some muscle. But anyway, people, make sure you smash a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please circulate this where you can. Keep supporting. I'll be back on my channel tomorrow evening. I'm going to be at the Spurs game, so I'm going to rush back home to do a post-match analysis. I would love to have you all there with me. But until then, take care, peace out, and up the Spurs.